Broadcasting live from the McKinney Theatre, it's Breakfast with Gary and Kelly, featuring special guest Melissa Manchester.
Why, hello.
Welcome to Breakfast with Gary and Kelly, everybody. Season number 5. Unbelievable, isn't it? We're glad you're here.
Number 5.
Apparently there was some confusion at the last show that I thought this would be a good time to clear it up. She's Kelly and I'm Gary. So I don't know how that got mixed up. I don't know what that was all about.
Oh, still got clam breath.
Is that what it is? I know exactly. Whoa! We are, look at this, huh?
That's hot off the presses,
This is 10
right?
years. 10 years we've been waiting for this. I have to tell you, this is really a special, very special morning.
Very special.
And an honor that she is here with us. She's kind of, I heard it referred to as one of the 3M, the big 3M from the 70s with Bette Midler and Barry Manilow and this wonderful woman.
Good thing she has the last name of M.
Exactly right. That's how that worked out.
It's really good. Oh.
And we're going to hear all about this terrific new CD, You Gotta Love the Life. And here she is to get us started with the new single off of it, Feeling For You, Melissa Manchester.
At best, cause what I want us to do is scaring me half to death. You got that mojo working, casting a spell across the room. Quick, take this kiss off my lips. I got a feeling, ooh, I got a feeling for you. Won't complicate what I won't disrespect what I need. It's way too late to undo what's better than a dream. You got that mojo working, dancing your crazy voodoo. Quick, take this kiss off my lips. I got a feeling, ooh, I got a feeling for you. I got a feeling for you. Everybody thinks I've lost my you so much. Thank you so much.
Nothing is easy. Welcome back to Breakfast with Gary and Kelly, Miss Melissa. I'm honored that you're here. I really am. This is spectacular. This is spectacular. It's
Amazing.
sounding
We've been
great.
working on this for how long?
Yeah, we have been.
Yay!
Well, and here's the thing. You've been working on this
That's right.
Yes, that is my new CD, my 20th, called You Gotta Love the Life.
10 years.
Yeah, it's coming out February 10th, and we're so excited. It was just unbelievable. We have beautiful guest artists who are part of it. Friends of yours, Al Jarreau, Dave Koz, and
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
late Joe Sample, Dionne Warwick.
Yeah. I get the sense that this kind of took on a bigger life as you got further and further into it.
Yes,
Tell
yes.
us the whole story.
Yeah, how did it all start?
Well,
I
my
mean,
students at USC, I teach at the Thornton School of Music, and they suggested that I try crowdfunding, and I didn't know what that was. So one of my students became my project manager,
Oh, nice.
and my students became street team, and it was just wild. And because we recorded it at Citrus College, which is a teaching college, and our engineer, Tim Jaquette, is the professor there, we had students coming through the studio all the time watching live musicians really bring it and make beautiful music. So it was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Can I ask why? Yeah, there you go.
Very cool.
You made a conscious decision to teach or to just kind of back away from the business?
No, I've never backed away from the business except for when I took several years off to raise my kids. But I've been, gigging and writing all
But
along.
I mean, to go this long,
well,
yeah.
well, to make a record, yeah, because I really, we're in a new industrial revolution. Crowdfunding is the new version of the record company, if you have the guts to do it and the courage, because it's a lot. And I just wanted to, this was an adventure I just didn't want to miss. And I wanted to experience what kids are experiencing as their new normal. And so it was just wonderful.
So did you came up with all of these songs just by?
Just overnight they showed up.
Yeah.
I'm fantastic.
Wow, you are good.
No, I had incredible collaborators, and some of the songs I've been working on stage because this is my
Right.
office, and so the audience gives me feedback about
Okay.
arrangements and shapes, and it was just beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It really is unbelievable the guest artists on here.
Yes.
Including the late, great Joe Sample.
Yes, the late great.
Very-
Yes, incredible.
Possibly one of his very last things, I think.
Yes, indeed. And Hal David, that I wrote Other End of the Phone with, it was his last lyric that I set to music. And that is what we had Dionne Warwick guest on, and it was just it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
She was supposed to sing Midnight Blue, was she not?
Yes, I had sent it to her, and the person who was listening to my demo wanted to know who the girl singer on the demo was, and it was me, and I ended up recording it, and Dionne forgives me to this day. Waiting for another song, though.
Tell us about I want to hear about your parents. Your dad was a musician.
Bassoonist?
Yeah.
Yeah, so bassoonist with the Metropolitan Opera for 30 years,
Yeah, so obviously you knew what you were going to be doing. I mean,
Well, I did. Yes, I did. I mean, there was music all over the house. My mother was a beautiful designer of clothes, and my sister and I were just raised to pursue our dreams because my parents were both the black sheep of their family. And,
Being musicians.
Yeah, they were, so this unusual version of normal always appealed to me. And being in New York City, I just kept having these amazing adventures as a teenager.
Yeah. So you
I
were
got
on
a chance
stage.
to, well, I was on stage. I got a chance to study with Paul Simon when I was 17 years old at NYU. Songwriting was he had 6 months off. Bridge Over Troubled Waters was #1 all over the world, by the way. And
he was taking the songwriting class.
and he was teaching a songwriting class, and I worked in street theater, and I was an usherette at the Vivian Beaumont Theater, and I parked cars for theater companies. I just wanted to be around creative people.
Yeah. In jingles too.
I did. I made a living, a very good living, singing jingles, and that's how I paid for my demos that I would send out to record companies for years, and they always said no, but I just kept going.
Oh, man. Well, that's
well,
part of
that's
the
what
deal.
it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
right, exactly. Was that the connection that led you into to Barry Manilow and then Bet? And
Barry and I were jingle singers. That's how we met.
I was just going to say, I know he
Yes,
was a
that's
jingle
how
singer.
he met.
Okay.
Yes, that's how we met. But at the time, he was music director for Bette Midler, who you had not heard of at the time, and she played at a club diagonally across the street from a club I played at. My club was called The Focus. Her club was called the Continental Bathhouse. And she came to see me one night after her performance, and they both came, and she had just been on the Carson show, and I asked her what was going on with her, and she was getting ready for her first concert at Carnegie Hall. And I said, wow. Are you going to have any background singers? And she said, oh, I don't know. Would you like to sing back of me? And I said, well, actually, I'd like to sing instead of you, but I'll be happy. That's how we became friends, yeah. So I was the toots in the middle of the original Harlettes. Yeah.
Oh, so the Harlettes were your idea?
Yeah,
in a way.
Manilow and I created them. They were originally called MGM, and then they were called the Red Light District, and then we settled on the Harlettes.
Oh, Lordy.
Those had to be just such fun
Spectacular.
days.
It was spectacular.
Such fun
Well,
days.
she's so brilliant. As Bette
Yeah.
describes herself, she has the soul of a librarian. Brilliant woman.
Oh, she
Yeah.
really is. She really is. What kind of stuff? What did you take away from that being with her? I mean, is there anything you can even?
Well, you know, from my vantage point, I was standing behind her and to the left. I mean, I saw her transport an audience, and in those days, she was transporting a mostly marginalized audience, the gay audience, and she brought them with her choice of songs and the huge hearts she brought to the stage. She gave them a sense of belonging, and then, of course, the radiance got larger and larger, and people just loved her, and she's just magnificent.
Yeah, phenomenal, phenomenal. Tell the story, the Stevie Wonder story from this, the day that.
Oh my God, Stevie Wonder was one of my guests, and we asked him to play harmonica on a song that I'd written with Tom Snow. And he showed up with his driver and his press person and his makeup person and his handler. And he came to Citrus College during the spring break. So there was nobody on the campus except for one small group of student musicians who were practicing their band stuff. And before and Stevie showed up with his box of harmonicas, because that's what he was doing. I didn't know you could have a box of harmonicas. And
if anybody can, Stevie.
right, and
Yeah.
so we did the gig, and he played magnificently, and he just kept bringing it and offering suggestions and whatever. I mean, we ended up with enough for 1,000 songs. Anyway, after the gig, he goes to the restroom, and to the left of where the restroom is, he heard the kids practicing. And he comes out of the restroom, and if you can imagine, a crowd of people running after Stevie Wonder, who is now running towards the kids' studio. He goes into their studio and just stands there, and they're rehearsing. And at some point, they take a tiny break, and one of the girl singers says to him, "Would you like to sing with us?" And he says, "What do you got?" And they said, "Well, we've been practicing Superstition." He goes to the center of the room.
Oh.
The singers are on either side, the rhythm section's behind him. Because it's a rehearsal studio, there are bleachers like where you're sitting. The horn section is in front of him, a big circle of music. And we're standing on the side, crying our eyes out, because he is singing and singing and singing and bringing it. And these kids just play like their lives depended on it. And when it was over, everybody was screaming. And he said to the music director, "I'll be back."
Oh,
So beautiful.
Could you imagine?
I got chills.
It's
I got
unbelievable.
goosebumps.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
Those moments are just.
Can you imagine?
There's not enough money. You can't buy them.
Can you
And
imagine
I said to the kids, I said, buy a journal or write in your journal or something. Write down everything that you knew about that day, what you were wearing, what you ate, something, and then write down this moment. Because I've kept journals since I'm 14, and I said what you will find really interesting is not so much the event, which is fantastic, but the way you thought about
Exactly.
it. That really reflects where you were in your life.
some of the dinner table conversations that evening? Probably. What did you do in school today, dear?
Oh my God, they were just screaming. It was beautiful.
I'll bet. Any pictures out of that, or was it, that was pretty much locked down, though, wasn't it?
Yes, he had a photographer and a videographer who was taking Lots of photos.
Got to find it.
Beautiful, yeah.
Got to find it. Oh, spectacular.
Wow.
Well, what a fun thing. I mean, what are some of the things that you learned from this in the new version of this
'Cause
crazy music
this
business?
is the first time you've ever done something like this.
Yes, what I learned was that the contributors to the project, they were as interested in the process almost as I was. And for some who had contributed enough funds, they were invited to come to the studio. And the thing is that with art, I guess, even when you see behind the curtain and you see how the rabbit is pulled out of the hat, you still get thrilled when the bunny shows up.
I like that.
I do too.
It's true.
I do too.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But it was great. And also because of the students coming through it, for them to see live musicians creating music and having musical discussions about ideas and shape and the collaborative juice of it. So many young people are making music in their garages with tracks, no live musicians, and these kids were in such reverential awe to see the process of making and shaping music. It was just
But you had a lot of people embrace it as far as
did.
contributing.
Yes, it was lovely.
Because you probably thought, well, is anybody going to really do this? Or is it something that let's see what happens? And all of a sudden they just...
It was beautiful. Yes, it was really beautiful.
Another guy who's a great friend of this station and the show is Dave Kaz, who is what a phenomenal guy he is.
What a mensch.
Yeah, exactly.
Great guy.
Exactly. He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I know he had played a big part in Claudia, for example.
Yes, he did. This song that my brother-in-law Steve Kagan wrote for my sister, my beautiful sister, and Dave knows them as well. So it was a very lovely circle there when he performed so beautifully on the song.
Yeah, how fun. And looking over some of the, looking back at some of your stuff. Oh, by the way, look at this, huh?
Who's that little girl?
Look at this. Look at that one, huh? From 1973.
And vinyl is making a comeback.
Isn't that the best?
Wow.
Isn't that the best?
True. It's true.
Look at this one, Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
Huh? Isn't that fun? From 74?
Yes. Wow. Yes. Those were the first two on Bell Records, and then that was the first on Arista. Yeah.
Remember this one? Look at this. Look at that face. Look at that beautiful face.
Wow. What's it say on the front? Oh, Midnight Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Wow. Too fun. Will you, we're going to demand that you sing some more for us. Can we make that happen?
Absolutely.
All right, let's stick around here, everybody. We'll be back with Melissa Manchester here on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly. Welcome back to Breakfast with Gary and Kelly. Look at this, we're hanging out. This is the best.
We got Melissa
This is the new
Manchester.
CD. What it's
Out of
going to
my
look like.
face.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
God.
The light was better there. You gotta love the life, Melissa Manchester. This is. We were talking about Dave Kaz, and this is.
You'll be hearing Dave on this next song, as well as Terry
Wolfman, everybody.
my
How about that?
co-producer.
Yeah, very nice.
Nice.
All right, the tune
All right.
Claudia, Melissa Manchester.
There are women, there are girls, then there's Claudia. There are diamonds, there are pearls, and then there's Claudia. In a world gone completely mad, I get frightened, confused and sad, and I lose what I thought I had. But there is Claudia, Claudia. There are riches, how I cling to them. When there's nobody left to trust, when the diamonds have turned to dust, there is Claudia, my Claudia, my love. Claudia, my there is Claudia. There are treasures, precious jewels. I need no. There are wise men, there are fools, and I am all of those. I am all of those. Though the pearls may remain unstrung, and the songs all remain unsung, there is Claudia, my Claudia, my love, my love, Claudia, my love. Oh, my love, my love, my love. Whatever it is, it'll keep till the morning. Haven't we both got better things to do? Midnight blue, even the simple things become rough. Haven't we had enough? And I think we can make it one more time. If we try one more time for all the old times, for all of the times you told me you need me. Needing me now is something I could use. Midnight blue, wouldn't you give your hand to a friend? think we can make it one more time. If we try one more time for all the old times, and I think we can make it, yes. One more time. If we try one more time for all of the old times. One more time. I think we can make it if we try one more time. I think we can make it if we try. Looks like we're gonna make it, yes. Looks like we're gonna make it, huh? Oh, 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 midnight blue. Susan Holder, Terry Wallman.
Terry Roman.
My goodness.
Sue.
Oh,
Look at
how
this.
about that, huh? That's the new one. Stick around. We're going to take another break and come back and chat with Melissa Manchester. Hi. Welcome back to Breakfast with Gary and Kelly with Melissa Manchester. Our friend Terry Wallman joining us here on the stage. Terry, thank you for being here.
Nice guitars here, sir.
Yeah.
Nice guitars. Woo.
Yeah, who played a critical role in the
Critical,
yeah.
like in an emergency room.
Terry, oh my God, what do we do now?
Not quite like that,
But tell us what he did.
Yeah,
Give-
what did
let's
Sue-
hear
We
the
had a
story.
very long breakfast with Sue Holder, who's also my tour manager, and Terry was kind enough to explain all of the new ways to bring in real musicians and bring them on and hire them up and be fair with them and explain the different ways we could do this.
How did you two meet?
we met many, many years ago when I was music directing a late night talk show, and both played together,
Right.
and then forgot because 1,000 other things happened. Kevmo reintroduced us. They were recording a duet together, and Kevin had asked me to do a chart, and then said, "This is for an old friend of yours." Or something.
Yeah, by the way, that was Kev Mo on Feelin' For You.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first
He
song,
co-produced
yeah.
it
Yes.
and played the guitar. That's
Yeah,
who you
yeah.
were listening to.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So anyway, go ahead.
So that's when I think we re-met.
Yes.
But I had always been sort of peripherally following Melissa because I'm friends with many of the people in her band, and so and then I had asked you to
I sang on
sing.
the Christmas-
You sang on
yeah.
my Christmas record, where we recut
Home to Myself.
"Home to Myself," one of my favorite Melissa Manchester songs, and I wrote a string quartet, and you came in, and then we haven't really looked back.
Right.
We've just, as our friendship has grown, we've continued to find ways to make music together, and
Yeah,
it was
it's
just
a
Musicality
beautiful
probably is
collaboration.
Oh
really
my goodness
Beautiful.
gracious, right?
Plus,
It's
when
too
he-
bad he's so bummed out all the time.
We're working on that for the new year.
Yeah, there
Right.
you go. There you go. By the way, thanks for doing Midnight Blue. I just love that song so much, and it's I'm always curious because I have no clue how the process works, but to find out how you write, and I know that was a thing you did with Carol Bayer Sager. I mean, in my head, I always kind of flash back on Seinfeld, him and George writing their show. Okay, a guy walks in now. That's good. Now what?
Yes.
But can you talk about that at all? I mean, is it just discipline?
Well, it's partly discipline, but the sort of the discipline shows up after you've been doing it a long time, and then you realize, oh, this is discipline. But mostly the songs came out of conversations, and that's why the songs that I wrote with her in particular always had a very conversational tone to them. And the thing, she has such a unique talent, which is that the first line of many of her songs, first lines are very hard to come by. They have to sort of land, so you, the listener, will hear it and get it. Hear it deeply, I mean. And her particular talent is that she can write a line which brings you into the center of the conversation. And then you're hooked. And so when I heard, I was playing the music and I heard her speak whatever it is, it'll keep till the morning, I'm in. Just let's keep doing this.
Wow.
So it was really beautiful.
Is that the kind of thing that will go fast?
Sometimes it'll just sort of fall through you, and it's incredible. And sometimes you have to really wrestle ideas to the ground because they're coming from odd angles or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all mysterious. When it's over, I never know how I did it, and if I'll ever write again.
Probably best not to even think about it or try and analyze it too much.
It's hard.
How did you and she meet?
Carol and I?
Yeah.
She actually came to see a Bette Midler concert. I was the toots in the middle, and she needed a demo singer, and she hired me.
Wow.
And then, I was a budding songwriter at the time.
How fun. How fun. So I'd like to get back a little bit to the new CD, too. What are some of the things that you learned, and maybe some of the obstacles that your students are facing that you never would have thought about or didn't even imagine when you were in their age group and starting off? Because it's so different. I mean, it is so different now.
It is. I mean, there are so many ways to get your music out. There weren't when I was starting in the 70s.
Which
there
was
the
good thing.
Well, yes. I mean, there was the convention of the record companies. The issue became for me, why is it after I make all your money back, presumably, you still own my work? That's why I wanted to try this way through crowdfunding. What I teach my students? Well, I teach my students the stuff that won't be changing. I teach them about staying strong and staying focused, and I also tell them, as young singer-songwriters, that just because you wrote the song doesn't mean you know everything about it. If you're lucky enough to be asked to sing your songs for 45 years, as I have, as you grow, as you have more experiences in life, the actual song will deepen. And then, of course, what comes back from your listeners is so unbelievable.
Yeah.
I actually have a question.
Okay.
Please.
When you're asking about...
Is it about the clams?
No, it's about Melissa's
It's on
record.
my breath.
Yeah, right. Never mind, Melissa.
One of the things that was also a new experience for Melissa was this is her first major record as an independent artist, and it created an infinite possibilities on what we could or could not do, and we went in with the intention of saying yes to everything and figuring out how to accomplish that. What was that experience like for you?
Well, coming from a world of mostly no,
Right.
yes, was so refreshing.
What would a no be, though? 'Cause
Well, the no would be in record company convention, they like you to create work that can be categorized. And this little piece of work doesn't really get a chance to be categorized because it's all of the different kinds of music that I'm interested in, that I've performed on stage. And by the way, nobody needs an ambulance from listening to my variety of music. It's just different kinds of music. Everybody's fine.
Right.
Sometimes better. What do I know? Anyway, there was nothing to be afraid of. And so because Terry was so open to just say, what would you like to do? Let's see what we can do. Let's see what makes sense. And then, of course, offering real musician skills that I don't have the education to convey, it made everything move quicker.
Just the lineup that you have on there is just...
It's remarkable.
Wow, players
Yeah.
were unbelievable.
I can't wait to hear the whole thing.
We were beside ourselves
I
at
was
that moment.
verklempt from the beginning to the end.
Run through it. Who else? Giro is on here, right?
Al Giro, yes, Al Giro, Lenny Castro, percussionist extraordinaire,
Yes.
who, by the way, years ago, I had hired first 2 days after he graduated high school.
Look at this.
He came in.
We know Lenny, and
That's
look
right.
at this picture
Yes.
of him. Isn't
Yes.
that unbelievable?
Yes.
Yes, Lenny was still wearing his high school jacket when he came to my
I
audition.
taught him how
I
to
was
two-step
throwing
one
musical
day.
combinations
Yeah,
at
right
him,
up
and
to
he
the
was
bass.
doing anything. And so he was part of
He's
my
the
band for many
dearest
years.
man.
The best.
Dearest.
We love him.
So it was Lenny, and it was Abraham Laboriel, who's just,
Oh,
On bass, yes.
he's the Buddha.
yeah.
And Al Jarreau is the world's largest elf, as you know.
No doubt.
So incredible,
doubt.
so beautiful. And John Lewis, my beautiful drummer of so many years, and Stefan Oberhoff, beautiful pianist and composer in his own right, and John Prue, incredible pianist and jazz artist. So it's just
And of course, Dion and Stevie were such a treat.
Well,
as
yes.
Dionne Warwick
Yes.
and Stevie.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And Kev was so great
Yes.
because when I sent him Fill In For You, he said, it's kind of a simple song, isn't it? And I said, yes, it's simple. I said, would you like to hear the story behind it? He said, sure. And may I tell the story?
Yeah, please.
A few years ago, I was down in the Mississippi Delta, and I was doing some research for a project, and I went into a juke joint, and I don't know if you've ever been into a juke joint, but it's essentially a shack, and they all have Christmas lights, which I guess indicate instant festivity. And you go into a juke joint for two things, which is to listen to great music and to get drunk.
Right.
So I was just there for the music, and
Or around our house. That's Thursday night.
I was there for the music, and I was sitting listening to great players, and this guy comes up to me, and he's approaching me, and I can see that he's 12 and a half sheets to the wind, and I can tell that he's seeing three of me and deciding which one is the best looking. And when he finally made his way to me, he said, "Are you married?" And at the time I said, "Yes, very." And he said, "Oh, that's too bad, because I got a feeling for you." And I thought to myself, I can write that song.
Oh, man. Oh, I love that. I love that.
The truth.
And then Kev said, "Oh, okay."
Oh, my God. That's amazing. That's what the perfect guy to tell that story to,
Yes,
too.
absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
man.
that was the thing. That was
So
the thing.
fun.
The songs were showing up for the right artists, and the artists were showing up for the right songs.
It's crazy how that stuff just lines
Yes,
up, isn't it?
yes, it
I mean,
does.
this was the time this was supposed to happen. Were,
Yeah.
were you itching over the 10 years to get number 20 out? And,
Well, I couldn't quite figure out, because the thing about the 10 years is I wasn't in a circumstance. The industry was changing,
Right.
but I wasn't in a circumstance where I could actually have youngsters explain to me what their normal looked like. And suddenly I had them this close to me when they would come into my class with their CDs, with their shrink wrap and their photos and their credits, and I was saying, "How did you do this?" And they
Yeah.
would explain
Right.
this new normal, and I thought, and they said, "You should do that." And
I
said,
remember you called me and said,
Yeah.
"No, you said my kids are bringing in completed CDs like every 2 months.
That's right.
How does this
That's
happen?"
right. And he knew the answer.
Yes.
And I said, "You better come along with me, dear."
It's been a great ride.
I was just going to say, how was the ride?
I've been loving every moment of it, and
Incredible.
to today. It's been a joy to travel this walk with you and
my
and
goodness,
help
it
lift you
shows.
as
It
an
just shows
independent
that
artist. too.
you guys are just glowing.
Oh,
When
it's
you-
been
yeah,
wild. And then
Yeah.
Melanie came in
Yeah.
and sang his beloved.
Melanie Taylor.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. What are your thoughts on the whole digital thing? Oh, we can go in and we can erase that or fix that or all that stuff. Does that bother you, or is it just another tool?
It's a tool to use or not use, and we went in old school. We put a bunch of world-class musicians in a room together.
There you go.
Talked about the song.
There you go.
Played the demo, showed them the arrangement, and hit record.
Have you even tried to do it the other way, where everybody emails their part in? Yeah, absolutely.
I was just, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I've done, on some of my records, occasionally I do it piecemeal.
Anybody bring stuff to the table on this record? Or was it all, did they email anything?
Well,
Oh, no.
we all
we
were all
That's what I'm
there.
saying, yeah.
Everybody there?
We were all
what
there.
you're hearing is the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was part of the thing, too. The studio at Citrus College is so spectacular.
That's where you recorded.
Oh,
It's
my
amazing.
goodness.
It's amazing.
beautiful.
How fun. Are you good at knowing when the song is done? I always like to kind of find out. Because I know there are people
Yeah.
that'll tinker and go, not yet.
Yes, we know when a song is done. We actually had a song that was not even finished being written. And the musicians were looking at a chart that wasn't finished, and they said, And then what do we play?
Right.
And that was the title song.
How fun.
Yeah, it's the title track, You Gotta Love the Life.
Oh, man.
And we also recorded it, you know, we almost had it, you know, I mean, it was very close very quickly because we had already established a sound and a feeling for the whole album. But it was getting around lunchtime, and we, you know,
It's always about food.
right. And so I thought about it for a moment and said, should we break and eat lunch and then come back and really hit it? And I said, no, I want them mean and lean and hungry, and I want them a little angry. And we recorded, and that's
And then,
the
of course,
take.
with Lee Thornburg's horns.
Yes.
That was
Oh,
Yeah.
he's phenomenal.
Yeah, we had
unbelievable.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
is.
had
He's
a
phenomenal.
great time
He's
bringing him in.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I have to ask, the cover photo.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
I
the
need
pictures
to
are
know
great.
about the crown.
Yes, yes. We went to a costume shop.
That is adorable.
And yes, I
so
felt that it was time to address the fact that I am the queen of my own nation at last. And that's what my crown looks like. I've earned that.
And coronation is what it is.
I believe so.
Absolutely. You're
just
damn right it is.
beautiful.
As it should be. As it should be.
Just beautiful.
Well, I want to also take the chance to say thanks for doing the bash last year. It was such an honor to have you. Wasn't it fun?
Oh my God,
Wasn't it fun?
Our
And
audience just went nuts.
as we have done this over the years, you know, I've had some really magic little moments, and there were a couple of them last year with you, saying, "This is Max Bennett. Have you met?" And then also Greg Adams.
Oh, my
Just
God.
it's like
Right.
royalty. It's
It
you
is
know,
royalty, and
yeah.
the fact that all of you that were there, everybody knows what it is,
Right.
and so you just sit and wait and know what's the madness going on backstage. Blew my mind. It's
Well,
fantastic.
May 24th, if you're not doing anything.
yeah.
And in the neighborhood.
Yeah, feel free to ink that.
Why
Exactly.
don't you two out on stage if you're around?
Okay.
So just
Exactly.
throw that out there.
I'm Kay to the Ash Bay.
Well, we are going to take another break and come back and squeeze another song out of you if we can.
Love
if we
to.
can do it. Stick around here.
Thank
Melissa
you.
Manchester on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly. Welcome back. As we refer to it, it's payback time currently. I didn't mean
I
to
just
do
really
that.
like this photo. This is so
She
pretty.
just wants a crown of her own,
Like,
believe
well,
me.
in due time.
Exactly. We are, goodness gracious, this hour goes fast. I can't tell you. What, but again, we want to hear something from the
Great.
new one. What are we going to hear?
The title song, You Gotta Love the Life.
Here we go. Melissa
yay.
Manchester, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you both.
Got your blind ambition and it's dragging you all over town. Oh, you wanna play your music, better show your stuff off and knock you down. It gets you down, but before you know it, turn around and do it again. You gotta love the life, the hunger in your heart. You make a sacrifice for what you do is who you are. You gotta learn to fall every time you hit the wall. Oh, baby, you got to rise, give it another try. You gotta love life. Oh. You're eating last night's dinner, cold as broken concrete under your feet. Oh, you're burning up your credit. How you gonna pay the rent due next week? You got your dreams before you know. Turn around and do it again. You gotta love the life, the hunger in your heart. You make a sacrifice for what you do waking up and wondering what city I'm in. Big deals, bad deals, holding on to your dream. Takes guts and a tough skin. The road to my home, see you when I see you, and I hope that's alright. Love me, baby. You got to love the life. You gotta love the life, the hunger in your heart. You make sacrifice for what you do is who you are. You gotta love to fall every time you hit the wall. Oh, you gotta love late nights, midnight flights, making up the hunger in your heart. You make sacrifice for what you do is who you are. You gotta love to fall every time you hit the wall. Baby, you got to rise, give it another try. You got to love the life.
Terry Woman. Sue
Terry
Holder.
Wallman,
And
Sarah. Sue
Melissa
Holder back there
Manchester.
too, and the great
Come on
Melissa
up.
Manchester.
Yeah.
You gotta love the life, you
Come
do
here.
indeed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Too much
Come
fun.
on, big bow, big
Our
bow.
pleasure. You gotta love it. Pick it up. We'll catch you next time on Breakfast with Gary and Kelly.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
man.
coming.
Thanks so much for coming, y'all. You know this song. This is just a different arrangement of it. If you know the background parts, sing along.
The night we met, I knew I needed you so. And if I had the chance, I'd never let you go. So won't you say you love me? I'll make you so proud of me. We'll make them turn their heads every place we go. So won't you please be my little baby? Say you be my darling, be my baby now. Oh, 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 oh. I'll make you happy, baby.